Welcome back to Bean Gaming. How did I do with the Chapter 1 tier list? Well, stay tuned and we're going to find out. Let's hop on into our tier list. And what you see on the screen right now is the tier list that I came up with prior to the release of Chapter 1. And I did not know all of the heroes that would be released. I took my best guess as to what they were going to be. So we're going to find out if I hit it on the head or if it was a complete miss or somewhere in between. And I'm hoping it's somewhere in between. You're going to have to let me know in the comments when we're done with this video. And so keep in mind that this tier list is only for Chapter 1. That is it. I'm not including any Chapter 0 heroes because, well, that's what I based my previous tier list on. So we're going with only Chapter 1 heroes. The other thing is that when you're working on a tier list, you have to keep in mind that it's who's ever working on it, it's their best guess. And so, you know, I'm going to try and do my best to see what everyone thinks and kind of go from there. But at the same time, one tier list, there's not one tier list that's a one-size-fits-all. For example, I could actually break down this tier list probably into 10 to 20 different tier lists based on the floor that you're playing. And even within some of the floors, you may be able to break down a tier list as to what's the best heroes for a particular room on a particular floor. So we're just going to try and put this all together here with only Chapter 1 heroes and a very general, broad-based tier list. So let's take a look and first go through and work with the heroes that I have on here, and then we'll add the rest of them in there from Chapter 1. So remember the end of my pre-tier list, pre-Chapter 1 tier list video, I had Archangel on tier level A, and at the very end I moved Archangel up to S. And so I'm super glad that I did that. Archangel is in the correct spot. Bloodclaw, haven't used Bloodclaw much, but I know there's 20 placements, and he's a very high DPS tower, or I should say a damage tower, but his damage per second is relatively slow. It's either a 0.25, he only attacks every 4 seconds, or 3 seconds, or 1. I can't remember per se, but I know it's something similar to that, but the 20 placements is insane. Fallen Angel, now I considered maybe not including Fallen Angel when I was doing my actual, like this video right now. I was considering maybe taking it off because it's a Roblox tower. And I'm like, well, some people might have access to him, some people might not. Which, by the way, my giveaway for Fallen Angel, One Fallen Angel, ends tomorrow, the release of the Christmas event. And so if you have not put your name in the hat for the Fallen Angel giveaway, you probably should hop on over to my Discord and do that. Just giving you a heads up on that. So Fallen Angel, you do need Robux for it, and I put him on the S tier right away because that was kind of showcased in some of the pre-release videos when the Chapter 1 wasn't even out yet. So I was like, yeah, you know what, Fallen Angel looks really cool, and we knew it was a DPS hero, so I put him up here on S. Nightfang, yeah, Nightfang better have been level S because you had to have the 5 heroes from Chapter 0 in order to get Nightfang. So Nightfang is technically considered a Chapter 0 hero, but it released during Chapter 1. So we are going to include Nightfang on our tier list for Chapter 1. So we have Nitro. Nitro is an AoE hero you can win from beating the Endless mode, the 3rd Endless mode. Full AoE hero. If you haven't seen his animation, it's really cool. Then there's Kaboom Kitty. I did a video on Kaboom Kitty. She is a Robux tower hero, and go check out that video if you haven't seen it. I think this is probably, in my opinion, probably the best animated hero in the game. Sally Slice. Sally is from the premium urns. Now you can get free premium urns, but she's from there. She's a full AoE hero. And then there's Kitty Cat. Then there's Doom, Rage, and Super Punch, and Purge. So Kitty Cat, I believe, I can't remember where Kitty Cat was from. Oh, Kitty Cat was from, yeah, another Robux hero. And so I did a showcase on Kitty Cat. Then there's Doom. Doom is another hero that you need Robux for. And then there's Ragin, and he is from the summons area. Really cool animation on Ragin. Then there's Super Punch. Super Punch is the 0.25% from the premium urns. And then there is Purge. And Purge, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, is from the summons area. So let's check to see if I have these in the right spot. Bloodclaw, I probably move him down to A. Fallen Angel, S. I'm going to keep him there. Archangel, yes. Nightfang, yes. Bloodclaw, we just moved to A. Nitro, you know, his range is actually pretty good for an AoE hero, so I'll leave him there. Kaboom Kitty, probably going to have to drop her down to B. Sally Slice, probably going to have to drop her down to B. And then Kitty Cat, I think probably B would be fine. Doom, you could probably go back and forth between A and B. Ragin, just for the animation, I'll probably keep him on B. Super Punch needs to be moved. Super Punch probably should go on the S tier just because out of every hero in the game right now, Super Punch does the most damage. And what's really cool about Super Punch is normally when you have slower heroes, so he attacks every 5.88 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. So that's Super Punch is super slow. But what I really like what they did with this hero is that there is 0 wasted DPS. Usually when you have a slow hero, then it only attacks one of the enemies, and even if it didn't use up, or if it kills the enemy before it used up its damage, or its attack, then that attack completely goes to waste. That doesn't appear to be the case with Super Punch, because if you watch his animation, he will attack, and then if it does kill an enemy, then it goes on to the next enemy. So that's something new that we haven't seen in any of these heroes. Nitro is A, and I think, yeah, here we are. And then Purge, C. I'm not so sure. Maybe Purge should be B. I haven't used Purge exclusively, but Purge does try and purge the enemies that walk on by. Okay, we are going to work with some of the other heroes now, the ones that I have not put on the list. So this takes care of the heroes that I currently have, or currently had on my pre-release Chapter 1. So there's Jerome. Jerome was released by a YouTuber, and then we all found out the code and got him. And I haven't used, I should say I used him one time, and it's just something that I wouldn't use ever again. Then there's Draco from the Premium Urns. I'll probably keep him in C. I really hate putting anything in Tier D because that means it's completely a complete waste of time, and I don't think any of these really are. Not even anything, well, I take that back. Maybe there is something from Chapter 0 that should be on the D tier. Okay, moving on. Draco should stay on C level. And then there's the Wizard. Wizard, I think I have about 10 million of them right now. Is actually not a bad hero. It's a decent starter depending on the floor that you're going to play. So I'll leave him at C. Could maybe potentially move to B, but I think C is going to stay the same. Same thing with Wandering Mage. We'll keep him on the C level. Leonidas. Interesting fact is that Leonidas, his original name was the Spartan. And then there was actually a Spartan in World Defenders, so I think the developers said, I'm not going to have the Spartan again repeat in World Defenders. Let's change it to a different name. So then Leonidas was born. We have the Stone Sentinel. Stone Sentinel, probably B. I haven't used him much. So the heroes I haven't used, I'll probably keep him in the B and C category. And then there is Hellchain. Hellchain is very interesting. It is a full AoE hero, and the animation on him is actually really cool. So we have Fallen Angel with AoE, we have Nitro with AoE, we have Hellchain with AoE, we have Kaboom Kitty AoE, Sally Slice AoE, and I think Purge might be AoE. Haven't used that in a while, so you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think Purge is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 AoE heroes. That's pretty, and I mean, that's quite a lot. And that's pretty interesting that the developers decided to release 6 of them just for Chapter 1. So Hellchain, really cool animation. And with any of these AoE heroes, you might want to consider, if you have multiple of them, when you try and upgrade them or level them up, you might want to consider placing a couple of the orbs on range. Because range on an AoE hero is actually quite effective. So that's something to think about when you are upgrading these AoE heroes. But Hellchain, gosh, it's very close. I would say that Hellchain is probably the best AoE hero that you don't have to pay for. I'll leave it at that. And then we have Demon Girl. Demon Girl is slightly better than Demon Boy. I'll leave her at tier level A. And then there's Corruption, the final hero for this particular chapter. We have Corruption. Corruption, you might want to consider moving between S and A. I think just for the purposes of Chapter 1, I might want to put him on the S tier just because of the amount of damage that he does, and I think there are 8 placements. That's quite a bit. There's either 6 or 8, so I think I'm comfortable leaving him on the S tier. And that completes our tier list. Now, some final thoughts here. Number 1 is that if you take all 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these heroes, and you try and play some of the earlier floors, you lose. These might be the best. I mean, even Bloodclaw. Bloodclaw, you can go back and forth on the S tier. But these heroes cost too much money, and if you don't get the right amount of money to start a game, then you might be toast. So it really depends, and so that's why if you have a hero, now I know I said this is Chapter 1, but if you have a hero like Angel, Angel is very cost effective and cost efficient, which means that on most floors, on most rooms and most floors, you'll be able to place Angel right away, and that way you can save up some money so you can place some of these other heroes. So what do you think? Did I get this right? Did I not get this right? We have the Christmas event, the holiday event, being released tomorrow. I'm not sure what time. Normally, the releases show up about between 10 and 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but the last release for the update didn't get released until right around 5 or 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, p.m. 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So are they going to release it early in the morning? Are they going to release in the afternoon or in the evening? I don't know. I hope they don't release it, or I hope they release it when I get home from work, or at least after work, because, gosh, I am jealous that they do these releases early on, and I know that's just because of their time zone, and so it's totally fine. But I am actually really excited to play the Christmas event. How many new heroes are there going to be for the Christmas event? We don't know. If you take a look at the sneak peek from their Discord server, we saw that Angry Snowman. Now, is that Angry Snowman, is that going to be the Ice Fiend? Because that's the only hero that I'm missing in my loadout. And is Ice Fiend going to be one of those heroes where you have a 1 in 25 chance of getting off of a win? Or is it going to be a Robux hero? I'm not sure. Don't have any insider information. I'm just kind of thinking out loud here. And then, how many new heroes are there going to be? I'm going to say... Oh boy, I think we're going to go with... I'm going to say between... If I give you a range, between 3 and 5. I think 5's too much. 4 might be pushing it. 3 might... Okay, so we have Ice Fiend. I'm almost positive we're going to get Ice Fiend. But I might say I'm going to guess there might be 1 or 2 other heroes that they're going to release. Maybe a limited Robux Christmas event hero. I don't know. But I'm excited to find out. So, again, Fallen Angel giveaway is going away once the Christmas event gets released. So make sure you hop on my Discord server to get that giveaway going. The other thing is that make sure you check out my last video that I posted. I am doing a Roblox tower defense tournament. My last video shows all the players in the tournament. The bracket is already set up, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So you do not want to miss out on that. Go check out that video, and in the comment section, let me know which tower defense game do you think is going to win the Roblox tower defense tournament. But if you did enjoy this video, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. I appreciate your support, and I will see you in the holiday/Christmas event. Have a great one. Bye.